For decades, the SABC has provided a ringside seat for the events that have made history in South Africa and across the globe.
The SABC has opened a window on our world.
We talk to people making the news
so you can make sense of events
in your preferred language
and moments in history that truly changed the world.
Whenever news happens, you are there
because SABC News is there
when you want it.
Our news gathering draws from the SABC's extensive network across the globe. At the heart of it all is this state-of-the-art studio.
And from the sports field, all the interviews, color, and in-depth analysis from around the world.
It's comprehensive.
It's trusted.
This is SABC News, Africa's news leader. ZANU-PF claims a landslide victory in yesterday's elections. Riot police deployed outside the MDC's headquarters.
Another resignation rocks the Arms Commission ahead of public hearings.
And tributes for Madiba in the National Council of Provinces.
Very good evening and welcome to tonight's historic broadcast. My name is Peter Ndoro.
Good evening, I'm Vabakshini Chetty. Welcome to this exciting broadcast, Peter, as we crisscross the length and breadth of the country, bringing you the very latest news from the small towns to the city centres. We'll be introducing you to our team across the country and bringing you the very latest.
I'm going to tell you, it's historic in many ways. It's the 37th anniversary, of course, of the first broadcast of the SABC, and this is a huge step forward for the SABC. We're not only just crisscrossing across the country, but we're going to be showing you typically what you can expect on this news channel. We're going to be crossing our borders regionally. We're also going to be crossing to Europe as well as America, just to give you an idea of what you can expect on a daily basis in your homes on this dedicated news channel.
And our news teams are all standing by, very excited to bring you the very latest from their part of the world and telling the story that South Africans want to hear. Now, no better way to launch this channel than with the first citizen. We have President Jacob Zuma in the studio. A very good evening, Mr. President. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening indeed. Thank you to be here.
Now, Mr. President, it's a historic day for us here at the SABC. We've entered new territory in launching this dedicated news channel. Your thoughts?
Well, I think this is, I would actually say, long overdue as a country in the continent. That it has happened now is exciting, that we are going to have 24-hour news channel. I think this is very important because I think South Africa has a lot to report about because many things happen here. So we are excited. I am excited. And I think that for the first time, I'm not only going to wait for 7 o'clock news or 6 o'clock news, because many people who are busy, at times they miss the news. I think this time around, no one is going to miss the news because we are going to be there all the time. Once you finish what you are doing, you will be in a better position to come home and listen to 20-hour, 24-hour news. So it is exciting for the country.
Indeed, that's exactly what we're aiming to do. Now, Mr. President, let's move to issues out of the continent and let's start in Zimbabwe because crucial elections took place there yesterday amidst vote rigging, allegations that they had no access to the voters' roll, etc. Many problems that were coming to the fore. From a South African viewpoint, how do you view the elections?
Well, the elections are always difficult to make a judgment, particularly before the final counting, because at the end, it is those who are counting who are going to produce the numbers, which will then indicate who is really won, outside of the claims, because political parties do claim all the time. I think, to me, having cast my eyes back to what happened in the last elections, I think something good has happened in Zimbabwe. The elections were so peaceful. When the leaders were calling for peaceful voting, much as you began to feel that really they were very genuine about it, but you did not know whether the people had heard them. But in the voting, this was another Zimbabwe in terms of casting the vote, peaceful. That, I think, is an achievement we must not undermine. Insofar as the voices that are coming, of course, I've heard that people are complaining. At the end, what will make the complaint stand are the facts. What is it that has happened? What evidence that people could produce? And it would be unfortunate if when the people of Zimbabwe had been preparing themselves to cast their votes peacefully, that in fact it should be in the technical level where the problems emerge. It would be unfortunate. I am expecting that when the results come out, I'm sure people will be able to see the facts, and I hope it will be correct, and indeed people will be able to declare the elections free and fair and credible.
Let's go a little bit back in time, because at that last SADC gathering in Pretoria, SADC leaders came to a consensus that they wished Zimbabwe had listened and perhaps delayed the elections. If they did in fact delay the elections, what do you think that would have achieved?
Well, I wouldn't be able to get into that one, because what Zimbabweans have shown, for an example, is that within a very short space of time, they prepared elections and people voted. I don't think I've heard a lot of voters saying we did not vote. I think people are complaining about how the voting took place. So I think we should give them credit, because at the point when we met as SADC, we thought the time was too short. Elections need thorough preparations. But the stations, I think the majority of them opened on time and people voted. I think we should give Zimbabweans credit to that. They were able to pull this one in a manner that surprised everyone, because we were saying it's not an easy one. Particularly if you took what happened in the special voting. That gave very worrying signal. But I think they were able to correct things. And indeed, we have the elections taking place peacefully, and stations, I think there were very few who might have opened slightly late. Generally, it was like this was prepared over a long period of time.